Good morning, everyone. My name is Carla, and you've reached my FlossTube channel, Carla being Crafty, where I talk about mostly cross stitch, but also other crafts that I enjoy, and a little bit of life thrown in. Welcome to my channel today. This is FlossTube number 219, and it is Sunday, December 10th. So welcome today, Sunday. Happy Hanukkah. Today is the fourth day. No, I'm sorry. Third day. Tonight's fourth night. Friday was first. Yes, today's the third day. Tonight is the fourth night, and I have been doing Flossnica videos. I've done 3 now because there's been 3 nights. I would love if you would go over and watch those as well. If this is your first time finding my channel, I'm a little scattered. What else is new? I want to say welcome. Thank you for, push and play and subscribe and, setting the alert, all that kind of stuff. Excuse me. If this is not your first time finding my channel, then thank you so much for coming back and sharing the madness with me of my crafty world. It means so much that you're here sharing it. If you really like what you see and want to give a monetary tip, I do have a super thanks button below. You can always use that. You can also send monetary gifts through PayPal. I did used to have the buy me a coffee, all that kind of stuff, and it was too much. It was too many different pieces to have to keep track of it. So it's a little bit easier just to do it with the super thanks button or to do PayPal. So, of course, it's never expected, but if it is something that you want to do, then it is always very helpful. It helps pay for basically expenses of the channel. I do a monthly Zoom meetup, so there's the expense of that every month, and then also mailing, which I don't do a lot of, but I have a ton coming up. It's going to happen this end of this year, beginning of next year for all of my little golden book winners, and so that is going to be quite a mailing expense. So anyway, again, welcome. I always like to give a little bit of a Southern California weather report. Our weather has been pretty clear, kind of crisp. We have been getting highs up in the mid 70s, but it's mostly kind of, staying cool-ish, not hot, which I appreciate. I like this weather. This is the best. I wouldn't mind a little bit of rain. I do like it when it rains. We don't get that much, but today is bright blue skies, quite a bit of wind, and kind of crisp weather. Let's see. Zoom. I mentioned doing Zoom. We do have 2 Zooms coming up this month. So we'll have a regular kind of Stitchy Zoom get together on Saturday the 16th at 4 p.m. California time. I try and do it kind of like at a good afternoon time for me, so that in California it's like afternoon, and then as you go across the country, it's like after dinner. I'm trying not to hit that right at that dinner hour, but I'm sure for some of you I would. But we're usually on at least 3 or 4 hours, and it's very casual and relaxed and fun, and people are just doing their own crafting thing, and some people aren't even crafting. We've had people at walking on their treadmill or ironing or organizing or whatever, and it is just a way to hang out with some like-minded stitchy people, and it's really nice. And then we will be having a Stitchy meetup on New Year's Eve. I'm single, I live alone, I have really zero desire to go out on New Year's Eve anywhere out on the streets. So I thought last year, what would be a great way to celebrate New Year's Eve is to be online with friends, and so my Stitchy New Year's Eve Zoom was born, and last year it was lots of fun. I started at 8 o'clock California time. And last year I went until 1:30. 1:30 California time is when everybody was like ready to go to bed. So of course people who are in later time zones have dropped off earlier because, you know, they're already hitting their midnight. But it's great. We can celebrate midnight like 3 times, and it was really fun last year, and I'm looking forward to doing it again this year. I got myself some special bottles of not alcohol. Let's see, I got 2, and actually I ordered another one too, and I cannot drink all of this, but you know me, I'm always doing things to excess. So I got these things from Belvoir Farm. So this one is a sparkling elderflower and rose drink, non-alcoholic, and this one is cucumber and mint lemonade. And then I just ordered, I think, a blackberry and something. So I'm excited to have a special something to put in my fancy glass, have a little bit of fancy food and stitch, and yeah, just enjoy my time with you guys. And that reminds me, the stitching, I did get what I'm gonna start. Oh, here it is. Okay. I picked my New Year New Start, and it had arrived, and I forgot to put it over here to show you guys. So, okay. I mentioned we're in the middle of Hanukkah, and I'm doing Flash Naked videos. I would love it if you haven't already for you to go and watch those videos. You know, support the channel in that way. It's hard to do extra videos like every night, even if it's only for 8 nights. I don't know how people who do like Vlogmas, or, you know, who do like every day for 30 days, it must be so difficult. Especially for the people who are just sort of casual YouTubers and not, it's their job. Because the ones even with it's their job, who have professional editors and stuff, it's still a big deal. But it's hard to do a video every night. But anyway, if you have any kind of interest in learning a little bit about Hanukkah and sharing this season with me, then please do go over there and watch. And those videos will give you an opportunity, if you want it, to win a little golden book. I have 2 holiday ones that will be given away at the end of Hanukkah. One is Mickey's Christmas Carol, and the other is 101 Dalmatian Snow Puppies, which is also sort of a holiday one. So yeah, so go over there and you can find out all about it. Okay. So, little golden books. Those of you who've been watching me a while know I have a big stack of them. Last year I did a giveaway, and I have 9 books to give away. Plus I have 3 books that I'm doing for my friends. So I have 12 books that need to get done. I was trying so hard to get them done, like, for the holidays this year, and I just don't think that's gonna happen. I mean, even if I get them done, I don't think I'm gonna be able to get them to the post office and stuff like that. So I'm looking at January now. Thank you guys for being patient, those of you who are waiting for them, but they are getting worked on, and they're, you know, I'm getting closer and closer. Of course, doing my Floss Naked videos kind of, you know, put a crimp in that for a week, but then I will be back on it. And yeah, I'm every time I move a step forward in that process, it's very exciting. So that is happening. Okay, so let's get on to what I worked on this week. Last Sunday, I mentioned that it was a D&D day. I play D&D with my brother and my nephew once a month. Actually, this month we're switching, so it's gonna be next week. So in this case, it was gonna be like just a 2-week difference. But anyway, we played last week, and especially because I'm remote, it's always been something that I could do something crafty while I'm playing, you know, as long as I don't have to pay, you know, super concentrate on it. And so last week I decided to pull out my crochet, which I haven't done in a while, and I worked on my granny square shrug. And I got, I finished a ball, and I'm on to the third ball of yarn. And I think it's going to take maybe 4. I'm thinking maybe 4 because, you know, of how big I need it to be. I mean, I'm not a small lady. I'm a bigger lady. So, you know, it requires a bigger granny square. But here it is. You can see that it's gone back into the light color. Yes, Baggy? What do you want? You want to come up? You want to come up here? Come here. You gotta say hi. He gots to say hi. He gots to make his appearance. Okay. I've been told by several people that this is the Baggy show, and he just lets me. He lets me work it, but it's really, he's the king. He's the boss. And he's purring so loud. I don't know if you guys can hear. Okay. Can we move on now? Now that we've had the cat interruption? The weekly cat interruption? Okay. Go lay down now. See, he just needs to get his little bit of attention. Okay. So back to my granny square shrug. So, I didn't notice any mistakes last week. Last time I worked on it, I had like, I don't know, I was not paying attention, and I made all kinds of mistakes on the the corners, and I fixed them, and I don't have any this time. So, yay me. But there I am. And so, you know, it's a shrug, so it needs to be long enough to go from like, I guess, forearm to forearm. So I got kind of a ways to go, but I think it's going to be really pretty. It's not, I feel like the color is not showing up as pretty as it is in real life. It seems a little grayed out on my camera. It's, you know, it's a foresty green. And it does have that little bit of sequin in it. And this is the Lion Brand Sunset Nights. Sunset Nights. And this is in the color. This is in the color Isle of Skye. Now, I was watching YouTube yesterday, and there's one like crochet, amigurumi and crochet channel that I like to watch, and it's Elise Rose Crochet. She changed her name like this past year. It was something sort of French, which, and she said she doesn't know why she named it that because she's not French, but but anyway, she changed it to her name, Elise Rose Crochet. And she had a video where she was listing patterns that were like one-day makes, all different kinds of things. And she had this pattern, this granny square shrug, on this list as like a one-day make. And I was like, okay, either she is out of her freaking mind, or I'm incredibly slow, or they're talking about making it for somebody who's way smaller than me. Because I've been working on this for a while, and it's like on last Sunday when I was playing D&D, I worked on it. You know, I got like several rounds done, and you know, it just keeps going and going. So I don't know about that one-day make thing. I think that that's a little bit not correct. And I popped now. Oh well. Okay, so that was my crochet this week. Now, as far as my cross stitch, I have actually 2 finishes. One is a project I've been working on a little while, and one is a start and finish this past week. So let me show you the regular cross stitch finish. This should be no surprise. I finished the beading on Pumpkin Trio by Mill Hill. Now I do have to put the caveat that I still can't find the little frog. So it won't, I guess, be a true finish until I find that little guy and attach him somewhere in my desk, in my pile of projects and mess. There's a little Mill Hill glass frog that goes, I think, right there. Yeah, it goes on the white pumpkin, like right there. But I don't know where it is. So once I find that, I can attach it. I started this for in honor of Laura Stitching at the Shore's birthday. She had a pumpkin birthday sale in October, and I totally wanted to participate, but I didn't want to start something huge, and I thought this would be perfect. Just so cute. So eventually I will get this finished, and then I can hang it up on my all seasons tree. And if you guys have never worked on a Mill Hill, on the perforated paper with the beading and everything like that, I really encourage you to just try it. I mean, you can get, there's so many little kits, and these are relatively inexpensive, around, I think, $10. And then you can get them on sale sometimes. This is a Love Potions one. But they're fun, and it will give you an idea of what do you like, you know, how do you feel about stitching on perforated paper? Maybe you'll hate it, maybe you'll love it. If you've never done beading, it's a great way to get just a little bit of beading in. They're fun, and you come up with these cute little things that just, you know, can be hung on a tree, can be hung anywhere, can be made into a magnet and go on your refrigerator. They're just, I think they're cute little projects. Okay, the second thing I did that was a start and finish. There's a little, I guess, story behind this. So it's Hanukkah, obviously. So my brother and sister-in-law had their children all in this season, all in this gift giving season. So Hudson's is in October, so that's not quite as bad. But then you've got Hanukkah sometime in December, and then at the end of December is Reagan's birthday, and at the end of July is Logan's birthday. So of course I want to give gifts, but it's hard during, you know, and there's all these things going on. Anyway, so for Hanukkah this year, I did give them a family gift. I gave them a game and like the expansion pack for it and popcorn. And apparently I picked well because they were enjoying it. They were playing it yesterday and then called me, and actually I got to play it with them because it's sort of a card, more of a card type game where you read questions and everybody has to write down their answer. And it's called herd mentality. And in this case, you want answers that match everybody else. You try and pick what you think everybody else is going to pick. So it isn't something that I actually had to be there physically to play. So we played over the phone, it was great. I was glad that I was able to participate with them. But Hanukkah aside, Reagan's birthday's coming up and Logan's birthday's coming up. And here's my dilemma with gift giving. And I think this is a dilemma for everybody. But especially when you're looking at teenagers. When you're a crafter, your instinct is to make something. But I think a lot of us have had that experience where we put a lot of time and effort into a handmade gift, and then you give it to the person, they're like, oh, thanks, you know, and they don't realize the time and effort that went into it. So that's really hard as a crafter, because it's like, it's hard to put all that time and effort into something and then feel like it isn't appreciated. The other thing is like, you know, teens are hard to buy for. There's 1,000 things that they want, but there's 1,000 things that they don't, you know, they're not going to be thrilled about at their age. Things that they may be thrilled about when they're in their 20s, but maybe not thrilled about now, you know. So it's kind of like that balancing act. It's like I want to give them something that they would enjoy. At the same time, I don't want to spend a lot of money. I don't really want one of these, like, you know, this is what I want, and then you just get it for them, because that just isn't very special. So, you know, my instinct is I want to make something, but then I want to make something that is easy and quick enough for me that if they're not thrilled, that it doesn't bother me. I don't know if that makes any sense, but hopefully you guys get where I'm going with this. So my idea was that I wanted to think of something that I could make for them, that I could craft for them, that I could create for them, that I thought that they would enjoy, but that wasn't so much time and effort and money that it would break any kind of bank, emotional bank, money bank, anything. So that's where I was coming from with this. And of course, now I'm going to be showing you what I made for Reagan. It's not fully finished, but so if Reagan is watching, Stacy, if Reagan's around, you know, scoot your other room. Although, you know, if she sees it, she sees it. It's not a big deal. Anyway, so I wanted to make her a little gift. Of course, she is cheerleader extraordinaire. So I thought, okay, something that has to do with cheer would be great. And I found a little pattern from Stitch and Flick Designs on Etsy. Now, what I tried was something new. It's a black work design. I had a little piece of scrap fabric that I actually hand dyed. It's an 18 count Aida. And I think it's just a really pretty dye. Reagan does really like pink. So it's a hand dyed fabric that I hand dyed. And then I just did this little black work design, and I'm going to put it in and I made sure that one of the reasons I did it on the 18 count is because I knew on the 18 count it would fit into a little 3x5 frame, which I actually don't even know if I have a 3x5 frame right here. But I thought I can find just a really cute 3x5 frame. Yeah, these are bigger. I'm gonna have to find a really cute 3x5 frame. I may have one for it, but anyway, here it is. So I just think it came out really, really pretty. I mean, I'm actually really happy with it. Let me get these raggedy edges off so they're not quite so distracting. Yeah, black work. So I did it with, again, it's on 18 count, and I did it with one strand of sulky. I think, I'm not 100% sure, but I think that her new cheer gym that they have, sort of like the dark blue is like their main color. But also I just thought that this color looked really pretty on this fabric. And I really enjoyed doing the black work. So anyway, this is what I made for Reagan. So I just need to iron it and frame it, fully finish it into some really cute little frame. I'll have to see what I can find. Maybe something sparkly, although she's not really that sparkly. She doesn't enjoy sparkly the way I enjoy sparkly. But I'm gonna have to find the perfect little frame for it, and then I can mail that off to her. And then I also got something, I haven't started it yet, but I got something, I think a great idea for Logan, so I'll show you that in a second when we get to haul. Okay, so that was my SAF for this week. And I'm really happy with it. You know, it's like, I feel like it's unique. It's something that nobody else is going to have. It's uniquely for her and made for her. And, you know, it's just a little remembrance so she knows that I am thinking about her, even though I'm all the way across the country, that I'm thinking about her, even if, you know, I'm not getting to see her as often as we used to. Okay, so on to the few whips I have. I did work on my frog bouquet. by Designworks. And I worked a lot over in the skirt over here. And actually, and this leg, I brought the leg down a bit. Okay, this is my This Mom piece. So this is another Etsy. Boy, all three of my whips, actually, except for the mail haul, everything I worked on this week was from an Etsy shop. So this is the original chart, This Home Runs on Cuddles and Caffeine. And I did change it to be This Mom Runs on Cuddles and Caffeine because it's for Stacy. And I didn't work a ton on it. Just like one night I did like 2 or 3 strands. So both this one and Frog Dancer I would really like to get finished this year. So you'll probably see them a lot in the next couple weeks. I don't know if I will be able to get them finished, but I'm gonna try. And then this one, I know I'm not gonna get finished, so it's gonna be worked on maybe one more time, and then it's gonna go away until next year. And this is my my Hanukkah gnome. I didn't bring my tablet over here to show you. Do I even have a printout of the whole thing? Let me see. This is black and white, so it's not that great of a picture, but you get the gist. And just a little bit more work on his little Nomi hat. This is, I don't think I said last time, this is on the colors Angelic by Under Sea Fabrics. And this is 14 count opal Aida. So that is it. That is all of my projects that I worked on this past week. Okay. So haul plans, back to the discussion about the niece and nephew. So the idea that I had, so Logan's birthday is at the end of July. End of January. And, you know, he in some ways is even harder than Reagan for me because Reagan's a girl, right? You know, I mean, I have a girl brain. I can kind of think of things that she, even if we don't have exactly the same tastes, she's very much a girl and enjoys girly things that I would also enjoy. But Logan is a young man. And you know, I have no idea what men like, obviously. But I thought, okay, so what connection do Logan and I have? And we share the enjoyment of the D&D. So I was thinking about that. And originally, honestly, I wanted to crochet him a dragon, and eventually I will. Like, I have this one that I'm still working on, that I love, and eventually I'll make him one, but this one, you know, I don't want to make him a little pastel one. This was like for me to try out the chart and stuff like that. So this one's for me. He still doesn't have his wings, but eventually I want to make him a dragon. But that's going to be something that I can't do really quickly. So, but I had what I thought was a great idea. So what I'm going to make him is, I got these plastic canvas triangles on Etsy, not on Etsy, on Amazon. And I'm going to take these plastic canvas triangles and I'm going to turn 20 of them into a 20-sided die, right? But I'm going to make it like a box, so the one side will be hinged and not, you know, sewn closed. So it will be like a little box shaped like a 20-sided die that he can hold. You know, he can put his dice in it. He can put, you know, whatever. He can put whatever things he wants to hold in it. And I will be able to use yarn to make, you know, these and then sew them all together. Yeah. So I'm very excited about that. So now the only decision I have to make, and I think I'm gonna do like kind of, I'm not gonna do like individual stitches, especially because I'm not sure how you would do it, because as you can see, it's little like triangle, like holes. I think I'm going to do like four triangles within the triangle, just kind of like do a pattern. I think that would look best, and then I'll do the number on each side. And I thought about maybe doing each one like a different color, but I thought that that's not gonna look as classy, so I thought it would be better to pick a yarn that was some kind of variegated yarn. I think it would look good. So the two that I am thinking about, and actually, you know, I would love your opinion on what you think that he would enjoy. In fact, Stacy, if you're watching this, which colorway do you think that Logan would enjoy? I think I'm gonna go with this one. This is a Ferris wheel, a lion brown Ferris wheel. I think Logan prefers like the darker colors, and this, each strand is a twisted with several colors. So I think that actually would look really cool when I do this pattern that I have in mind. But then the other one that I was thinking about was this, which is also lion brown. This is Medalla Sparkle. I think this might be too pastel for him. I think he would like the gray, but I'm not sure that he would enjoy the peachy color. So I'm really leaning towards the Ferris wheel, although this is really pretty and I like the sparkle to it, but I think it's going to be this one. And then I think because this is darker, then I might, do the letters, the numbers with like a cream or a white, or maybe I have a gray. I have a gray, what is this called? Anyway, you guys know what this stuff is. I'm losing my words here. This is Pearl cotton. Thank you. Pearl cotton. So maybe this with that might look good. So anyway, that was my idea that I have for Logan. I'm actually really excited about that. So I will show you that as we progress along with that one. I think it'll actually go pretty quick because these aren't really huge. But I think it's gonna be really cute when it's done. So yeah, so I'm excited about that one. Let's see. The other thing that I got this week, I spent, I think it's like $5 or something on this shelf chart, because I did the cheer thing for Reagan, and I found that I really kind of enjoyed that black work. I don't do it correctly. It doesn't look the same on the front as on the back in any way. But I found this company on Etsy. Does it even say? Shoot. It does not say the name of the shop. But you could go on Etsy and just look for blackwork charts and you'll find it. It's called Shelf. It's called Shelf. Blackwork Shelf. And it's this. There's another one called Work, which is really cool as well. But the reason I got this is because I was watching, again, Laura Stitching at the Shore, and she's doing another artist trading card swap. Like January, it needs to be there by February to her with a winter theme. Basically, you know, whatever makes you think of winter. And I thought it would be fun to do a little black work thing. And the part that I think would work really well, actually there's a couple, but I want to do like this little tea and teacup. And then if I feel ambitious and want to do more than one, I think this little mousy with the, yeah, mousy with the little lamp would be cute too. So yeah, so I think I'm going to participate in those. And then, you know, there's so many little motifs on here that I probably could use this chart for, you know, any other ones that she does. I mean, look at this little thing for, if it was like summer. Look at a little castle, sandcastle in a jar. That's really cute, this little cake. That would be good for summer for me as well because my birthday's in the summer. So anyway, I don't know. I'm really intrigued. And you know what? It may fall off. I may do a couple little blackwork things and be like, eh, not so keen on it, but who knows. Okay, and then the last little bit of stash I got, as I said, 123 Stitch was having fantastic Black Friday sale. I got some small pieces of fabric because they were like $2 and $3 each. And so it's a good way to try out some Pictureless Plus colors. And these are all either Lugana or Aida. So this is Mystic, 28 count Lugana Mystic. This is 16 count Coastal Aida. This is 16 count Woodland. These are all Pictureless Plus, and as I said, they're all 8 by 12 pieces, and I got them for no more than $5 each, but one was like $3, one was like $4. This one is 18 count Jade. This is 28 count Lugana Gothic. And I thought it'd be fun to get some little pieces, you know, because occasionally I want to do a small thing and I'm always like stymied on fabric because I don't want to cut into a big piece of fabric for a little thing because, you know, I do a lot of big stuff. I don't want to like ruin the fabric. So I end up trying to use scraps or whatever, but these are great because these are little and, you know, and the thing is if I do want to do a big thing, I know, and I like the color, but it's not a big enough piece. I know I could order it. And then the last one is a 28 count Lugana in Monet. That's really pretty. Okay, so that's what I got. And then I was looking around and I saw a chart that just made me go, ooh, and that's the first thing that's done that to me recently that I went, yep, that's what I want to stitch for my New Year New Start. So, oh, and then I also got, because I think they're on sale, and I just thought, ooh, that's cool. I got a couple packages of Mill Hill. These are glow in the dark. So I thought that might be fun to add to some stuff. So the chart that I got that I'm going to start for my New Year, New Start. So I'll be starting it on that Zoom. Hold on. Trying to put it so it's protected, but also you guys can see it. Forget it. All right. It is a Riolis with the roller acrylic, so no surprise there. You guys know that I love that. And this is called Rose and Sweet Cherry. And I just went, ooh, that is really, really pretty. Now, when I first saw this, I thought, oh, okay, so it's stitched on black fabric. No, it isn't. This is stitched on white fabric, which means it's full coverage and all of that dark background is stitched and created. And it's like 4 or 5 colors and blended colors and stuff like that. These are the colors. And it's actually mostly these darker background colors. Now, the only change that I think I'm going to make is it came with a piece of 14 count white Aida, you know, typical kit white Aida stiff. But looking at the size of the chart and everything, I decided to go ahead and make it a bit smaller. So in other words, use a higher count fabric so that it will fit exactly in, it'll fit in a 5x7 frame. Because I just think that that would be great. So I went into my stash and I have, I think this is 16 count. I didn't want to go too small because then I think that the fabric would be too fluffy. Or I mean the stitches will be, it'll be hard to get the stitches through. So I think 16 count will be fine. So I just pulled a piece of 16 count white Aida. I decided to go with the white Aida. I'm going to trust the process. This is a lot softer of a piece, so I think it'll be more enjoyable to stitch on as well. And if I calculated everything correctly, doing it on the 16 count will just make it small enough that I can get it into a 5x7 frame. Stitched on the 14 count, it's 6x8 and a quarter inches, and that's just kind of like an odd size to find a frame without matting it and, you know, whatever. But if I change it to the 16 count, if my calculations are correct, it'll be just right for a 5x7. It may cut off like a teeny, like 1/8 of an inch on one edge or something like that. But it should work. And then I can just get an inexpensive Amazon 5x7 frame. Maybe red or a metallic or something like that. And I just think that this is so pretty. And knowing how the Riolis kits, you know, pop and how like the colors are so vibrant, I just think that it's gonna look really, really pretty stitched up. And I love cherries are one of my very favorite fruits. Fresh summer cherries are one of my favorite fruits. The red rose, I mean, that's gorgeous. Roses always make me think of my mom. Yeah, so there's just a lot about this chart that I like. And this is going to be my New Year, New Start. So this will be started on December 31st on my Zoom. And I'm really pretty excited about it. So I have to decide if I want to leave the floss on the cards that it's on, or if I want to put it on some kind of floss drop. And I'm thinking I'm probably going to put it on a floss drop. Maybe I'll use this one. This is what I used for my last Riolis, and it worked really well. So, and then I just put the key on the back. So, okay, so I think, is that it? So other plans that are coming up, today, I'm going to be working on stuff that I already showed you. As I said, tonight's the 4th night of Hanukkah, so I have another floss naked video, and tonight I'm going to be talking about the foods. And I found a recipe for air fryer latkes that I want to try. I was going to do it yesterday. Just the energy wasn't there to do it. Latkes are so delicious and such a pain to make and so messy. And honestly, there's nothing, there's not any shortcut that is going to give you the same taste. In other words, you could get box mixes or, you know, frozen ones. They're just not as good. And they don't, you know, they just don't cut it. So it's kind of like, I don't want those. I either want to make latkes or I don't want to have latkes. And I'm never, well, never say never. I don't think that in my immediate future that I'm ever going to make latkes again from scratch on the stove with oil. It's just way messy. I did it for a family party one year. And first of all, they're so delicious that they go like that. So you're standing in the kitchen frying your heart out and you put out a big platter and 30 seconds later it comes back empty and you're still standing in the kitchen frying your heart out. So that's my experience with latkes. But the batter part is messy just because it's potatoes. Potatoes turn everything dark. But I'm making one potato. I have one onion, so obviously just a section of that onion, one egg. So I'm going to try and do it and then air fried, which will cut out like 75% of the mess. If it works, and I don't see why it wouldn't. The only thing, you know, it said, I saw several different recipes for them, so I think it's a thing. It'll work. You just have to still put some oil, so you have to like spray it with like olive oil spray or something to get the crispiness. And then I have the sour cream and applesauce, and that will make it a real Hanukkah meal. So I'm gonna try and film that, and then I'll upload it. So that is my plan to do that today, and then I have a video to film tonight. And then after Hanukkah, then it's just working on all the little golden books, getting those done. And then sometime between the end of Hanukkah, so next weekend, which is the 16th, right? So we have a Zoom on the 16th. I'm playing D&D on the 17th. And then sometime, I think after that, before the end of the year, I need to film my whip parade. So yeah, I've got a full plate, a full crafty plate coming up. But you know, it's exciting. It's fun and exciting. And I know everybody else is also just stressed and overloaded and busy. We do this to ourselves each year. We're always so excited for the holidays, and then we just stress ourselves to pieces. But anyway, I'm sending all my love out to you. I've had a couple friends, unfortunately, this week who have lost parents. And so I think for many of the people that I know, this is a lot more of a subdued holiday season. So, you know, my heart is with all of you guys. And, you know, make it the best when you can is all I can say. But until I see you again, please remember to be content, be kind, and be crafty. This is Carla. Bye-bye.